Hey everyone, and welcome to Living by the Law, the podcast discussing fictional worlds and how wondrous and ridiculous they are. My name is Matt, and I am joined by my co-hosts, Jude and Guy.
Living by the Law is not currently sponsored. If you wish to sponsor us, wait. What? Let me see that. Huh. I guess we do have a sponsor. Well, while I get this ready, I'll pass it over to me to introduce the episode. Thanks, me. This episode, we step out of the light and into the darkness and explore the Shadowhunter Chronicles. With werewolves and vampires, demons and angels, we'll decide who is truly good, evil, and who are just edgy dicks. Spoilers for the last one? It's everyone. Hey, heads up. This episode contains spoilers for all Shadowhunter-related media, including all books, the Shadowhunter TV show, and the terrible, terrible movie. Enjoy.
So, really fun fact. Back when I lived in England, my grandparents, they had this big park up the road from them. And when my dad was younger and he was growing up at that house, there was actually like this massive community of gypsies that lived in that park. And they'd come by every now and then. It was really cool. And my grandparents used to go and like buy shit off of them. They'd sell stuff. It was great. They had just like this little relationship with this group of gypsies that lived up the park from them. And I really loved that. I just thought you should know.
I had these two friends called Jude and Guy who were real scooges.
I was isolated in my high tower waiting for my strong knight to come save me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is Gemma the strong knight?
I suppose so.
Are you gonna grow
Nice.
your?
She has ventured out into the winter cold alone.
She has. She got past the salesman.
Did she get bought on the way through?
We have to cut this whole intro because this makes no goddamn sense.
No. We never cut anything.
It's just an
Guy.
assumption of a very weird conversation
You had to explain, Guy.
I'm not There's people selling things. My family is selling things to people who are in my house. So you actually got it the wrong way around. In this case, my mum is the salesman.
Yeah.
My mum's selling
So
Gemma, yeah.
good. So good.
No, she made it past my mum unsold and has ventured out into the winter.
Sadly.
Good. They took Emerald though.
They took Emerald in the divorce.
They took the dog. The
Yeah.
dog, unfortunately. The beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
dog.
Oh, fuck, the best quote. They took my wife in the divorce.
That's it.
That's the whole quote. Clearly, neither of you watched Half-Life VR AI.
We were so ready for a long quote. It was just they took the...
No, I like it though. It's good. They took my wife.
That's
in the
it.
divorce.
I'm like how we all went silent to get ready for that was the punchline, but that was the punchline.
That's fucking great. I love that.
It's a good series.
That was
Yeah,
horrible.
no, that's fair. Is this? Are you maybe reaching for a future episode?
Absolutely not. I could not do a lore episode on this series. No, it's a VR AI stream for. Why are we plugging other people's content?
Because we're good like that. We talk
like
about
it.
other people's
I'm
content.
sure
Literally,
that our plug will make a
literally-
big
wait,
difference to
wait, what'd you
Wayne
say?
Radio TV.
Literally
Yeah.
everything we do is plugging other people's content.
Yeah, but
Every
feel like
episode we
internet-
talk about a different someone else's content.
I feel like internet content's different though. We trade, we bargain in the same media as this. I mean, I guess not. He makes YouTube videos and Twitch streams. I mean, yeah. I don't know where
Talking
I'm.
about using
Yeah.
other people's content.
No.
today-
Anyway,
No,
Guy,
no,
I was
I'm
also
gonna- no.
wondering, like,
Do you know they had
I
to split
was
the
also-
Minecraft Cliffs and Caves update into 2 parts? I'm actually
Yeah,
distraught
really?
about that.
That's really sad.
Yeah,
I
because
was
the good bits are all in the second part, which is like
really-
the world height getting bigger, so I can build a tall tower and like.
I'm really mad because I really want to talk about this. Because
Speaking of being really
fucking
mad,
annoys
I
me.
get so fucking angry when I see ants on my desk.
Do you get angry? Do you feel tired? Check out this new sponsorship.
We don't have a
medication.
sponsor.
We do have a
That's
sponsor.
horrible. What? No.
We do.
no.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Who?
Me. I'm sponsoring this podcast. You both belong to me now. Your
Guy has
parents
not
sold
funded this at all. If you were
Look,
sponsoring,
honestly,
you buy me a
there's-
better mic.
If there's anyone in my fucking life that I could just see walking up to me one day of the contract saying that they now own me, it's
I
Guy.
mean, we used
Probably.
to roleplay that when we were kids.
That's weird.
That's
but
not a
yes.
joke either.
That's not a joke. It is weird, but it's not a joke.
When you put it like that, it sounds very, very fucking different and weird, and I really hate that.
You think that us doing this podcast and other shit isn't weird enough? Anyway, fucking mine are outside my window.
What?
And we go back to this.
like
We've had this
kid.
conversation before. It is not a man with a little hide on his hat. It is a different.
It's a bird,
bird.
but I would love to see it just a guy with a pickaxe outside guy's window.
He just fucking come at the window like, "Ah!"
Or a little
Yeah,
child
gold.
outside. It's either a little child or a guy with a thing. It's one of the two.
It's not a bird.
It's
of
just a child.
He's eating my flowers. Fuck that bird.
It's definitely not a bird.
Okay. Now, you guys have been crazy enough. It's time to bring it back. I'm not even going to try
What's
and
your
elude
fucking
that.
segue,
All right,
Matthew? It
fine.
won't be valid.
Let's-
There is no segue I can
Then
do.
I
from
can't
that.
allow you to continue with the episode. Let's start talking about my room. I got
No.
perfume on
Guy,
my desk. I have a
please.
dirty mug that I didn't clean yesterday. I have a pile of washing I'm yet to put away. This is really starting to sound like an
Can
expose
you
on...
please?
No.
Your life sounds sad. Let me continue the episode. Today, we will be talking about the Shadowhunter Chronicles, or
Oh, fuck no. No. Get the fuck out of here.
or like most people know it as the Mortal Instruments, which is
Oh, we're
the
doing
most
this.
popular, most
Oh.
well-known series in the Shadowhunter Chronicles.
Oh, we're doing this, huh?
So, the Shadowhunter Chronicles started as a 6-book long young adult fantasy book series called The Mortal Instruments.
And then turn to
and
shit.
Done by Cassandra Clare. It started in 2007 and continues. It's continued to this day. There are still books coming out. I believe there's a book coming out like a couple months ago as well. I haven't read yet, but yes. The universe has expanded to include 5 graphic novels, with one on the way. Sorry, five novel series. So 5 series of novels. Most trilogies, but the Mortal Instruments is 6 books. With one more series on the way. 4 graphic novels and 3 short stories. I believe in total there's 21 to 77 books. I can't remember exactly. There's a lot of fucking books, basically. So in chronological order, they go The Infernal Devices, The Last Hours, The Mortal Instruments, The Eldest Curses, The Dark Artifices, and The Wicked Powers, which has only been announced to exist, but nothing is known other than it's after The Dark Artifices.
I see.
There's also has been adaptions. I take that very lightly. Adaptions made.
Adaptations?
Adaptations, not really. They're not right. They're not really adaptations. I will be.
Right.
A film in 2013 called City of Bones, which was made after the first Mortal Instruments book. A second movie was planned, but after the first movie didn't get back its budget, it was cancelled.
Call it a tribute.
A 2016 TV series called Shadowhunters, which did the whole Mortal Instruments, but it's also fucking terrible.
I distinctly remember being on the post end of high school trip with both of these two. In Australia, we call it schoolies. And the only fucking thing I heard them talking about for a good couple of days was this fucking TV series.
Yeah, we were just sitting on a couch with another friend of ours, just chatting about how
The part that I
shit
liked about
parts
it,
of the show
from
were.
the outside, it was very interesting to watch because it started off as like I liked for like 5 minutes, followed by about 3 hours of this sucked. This
yeah,
was
the
wrong.
other thing is
This was undetailed. They made this character wrong.
the other thing as well. It was the friend of ours was madly into the show. I was kind of neutral. It was a show that I had just had on while I was working on other things, and I was like, okay, this is a loose plot I can follow. And then Matt was like, the books are fucking amazing and the show's terrible.
Why does our other friend not get a voice? But Matt,
Why do I can do my
the other
own
friend
voice,
was,
thank you very much.
sort of like, yeah, I like the TV series. That TV series is really good. And then Matt's like, I like the books. And the stupid show's terrible.
do I do this to myself?
Why do you do
don't know.
this?
Why
I
do
keep
you?
asking you.
But
You're-
my point
this is very
that
toxic
they took
relationship.
the very
He just
core.
keeps coming back.
They took the very core themes of the book and shat on them in the first fucking episode. I watched the first episodes. I couldn't get through the second one, and then I tried again, and I couldn't get through the third one because they just spit in the face of everything, the core themes of the books. Anyway, we're not. That's not what we're here to talk about.
Is it not? I'm going
I
to make it
will-
what we're talking about.
I will say
If we're
it
gonna-
is an interesting world with a lot of interesting things, and if you haven't read the books, you might get some small degree of enjoyment out of parts of the show, but it is also a very Netflixed world, you know?
Would I enjoy it if I went TV series to get a little sampler, cheese on a toothpick bite of it before I then devour the wheel of the
You
books?
read the books. That's probably the best way to go if you want to do both.
If you want to do both, that's the only way you could probably
Because
do
once
it.
you've eaten the whole wheel, you're not going to go back for the
You
block
don't
on
want
the
it to crumbs.
crumb.
no,
You don't need the crumbs.
No.
Yeah.
It's a
like-
weak imitation.
Yeah, but okay. I do, and I will say, I'll be the first to say this. Some parts of the books, and some of the books in particular, aren't the strongest, especially if you're not into teen romance. But I personally,
But that's guy's cup of tea. I
I
think.
think
I'm
there's
all
a.
into teen
I
romance.
always like a
Hashtag
little
Team
bit of
Bella.
teen fantasy. Agreed. She needs none of.
She
neither
needs
of them.
neither of them.
She
correct.
needs neither of them. They're both horrible people. So is Bella.
No,
though.
you know what? I'm Team Bella's dad. He's the one sane character.
I
in
agree.
those
Bella's
movies.
dad. is
I've
the
never
best
watched
in them.
any of those movies. Haven't read any of the
Bella's
books. Have
dad
not
is
been
the best
exposed to any
character.
of the media apart from that bit where the two groups run into each other in the woods and there's snow.
You should definitely watch the movies. They're fucking
They
hilarious.
are very funny.
Movie night.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be a great movie. Yeah.
Anyway, so basically, like, if you want to read them, they're good. I think that she does a great. Cassandra Clare does great world building, and that's why I like the books. Storytelling, not as much. It's a bit too romancy for my liking, but I like teen fantasy anyway. So, it's your personal preference. But the world building in it is great. That's what we're going to talk about today. The basics of the world. This is what I got directly from the Wikipedia page. So this is the basics. It's copy paste from the Wikipedia page. So to give you a basic rundown, I thought it gave a pretty good just basic rundown.
Sure.
These works are set in a universe where fairy tales and mythological figures, both pagan and Judeo-Christian, exist alongside normal humans, or mundanes as they are called. A race of humans possess angel blood, the Nephilim or Shadowhunters, is organized to patrol the shadow world and prevent demons as well as downworlders, including warlocks, fairies, werewolves, and vampires, from attacking the mundanes. Additionally, they don't add there, they're also protecting the downworlders from demons as well. But yeah. There is an uneasy peace, a treaty called the Accords between the governing bodies of the Nephilim, known as the Clave, and the Downworlders, not all whom want peace and respect the Clave's authority. Additionally, there it doesn't mention that not all Shadowhunters want peace, and they want to kill Downworlders because they see them as animals. Yeah, it's not clean cut on both sides. Shadowhunters not always good. That's Downward is bad. It's very clean cut, not clean cut.
To anyone that knows Matt, it's a very Matt show in terms of like class-driven society and showing the philosophical issues with the class differences and stuff.
There's a lot of that, yes.
How many jokes do they make?
There's a few jokes. Like, my favorite...
The fact that you started that sentence with, it means I'm not going to watch it.
It takes itself a bit too seriously sometimes.
Oh, you should watch the Netflix show just for the shits and gigs, honestly.
I mean,
In
to be
the
fair,
books-
I watched Hobbs and Shaw.
My
Fast and
favourite
Furious
character
Hobbs
is
and Shaw one of
Simon.
the best movies ever.
My favorite character is Simon is because when he walks into a room, the first introduction, he walks into a room, they're like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, yeah, well, some people mistake him for me, yeah. The first time before.
I make
favorite.
that joke.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? How like in the Netflix show, and this is what I mean by like it's a very Netflixed show. Every character's like over the top hot as fuck, and they shouldn't
I
be.
mean, they should be. So I consume my media.
I did complain about that, but also it's not the
You
worst
complained about everyone being hot? What kind of fucking
It's like a
prude are
partic-
you? Ugh.
It's a weird thing, but like
It's
the
weird
whole...
that all the characters in my TV show are hot.
Yeah, because
like that's like she depicts in a character. I'm not gonna get into it, but like.
I'm just
it's
trying
like
to make you
it's
angry.
a point. It's a point that like she's not like typically hot because like guys don't usually go after her and that shit, you know. And that's why she likes the guy going after her.
Insert cricket noises.
Ah, God.
Feel free to.
Anyway, we're not talking about the book. We're talking about the world. Anyway,
We're not talking about the
Can't
books,
wait
are
for
we?
the video versions of these to be produced so people can see my just unamused face at Matt's defense of a non-hot character. What the fuck is the point if they're not hot? Jack Skellington was hot.
this is guy just wants hot people. He doesn't like anyone not hot.
The
in his
point
shows.
is, in the books, it was about the beauty other than just their physical features. Whereas,
But
in
it
the
was
show,
also
that's kind of
it was
lost.
also about them being hot sometimes as well. But yes.
Well, some of them, but not all. Of them.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed. Thank you, Jude, for the defending. Additionally, Cassandra Clare has commented that she has rooted in world mythology from all around the world, like global mythology, not just Western religion, for inspiration for her books. But we start with a lot of information. Okay, so to start, a lot of information I'm using is from an in-world book called the Shadowhunter Codex, which is like their lore book in the world. which
Good, I'm
give
glad
the
they
Shadowhunters
made
to read.
one.
This is usually good, but it also gets things wrong sometimes.
Oh.
It is like incorrect even in universe because like it says in the thing that the vampires don't have a reflection, but in the books it actually one vampire does have a reflection. Like they look at themselves in a mirror. So it is. I'm going to be using the Shadowhunter Codex a lot, but the books take priority over the Codex. You know what I mean? In that sense.
No, that's fair. So the codex is a thing in world, whereas the book is the actual book.
Yeah. There are
Codex,
some things
yeah.
obviously they've made up, or like they're myths, or like they don't understand a group entirely, so they've written it down, but it didn't actually. It's not
Codex is more rule of thumb than, this is how it is.
true. Okay. I'm just going to go to begin. So I'm going to go. This is from the start of the universe. I'm going to give a brief summary of the start of the universe, and then we're going to go into the real.
Where do we start from the start of the universe? Let's go.
Then I'm going to give you the real topic of the episode. Now, before I start this interview, I have pieced this all together, and a bit of it is theories because I don't actually conclude exactly how. I'm mostly taking it from real mythology and the Bible and stuff like that because they reference it a lot as truth. So it's a bit up in the air, but here goes. In the beginning, there was only God, and then a God created the heavens and the angels, as well as creating the universe/multiverse, where all life formed inside it. It is unclear whether it is a multiverse from the beginning or it's split due to decisions made, but it is clear that there are parallel worlds due to different outcomes of events. Like, for example, if one person had picked up a different stone that he picked up, or one person had picked a bow of a sword in a battle and lost it because of it, you know? That kind of shit.
So, in that multiverse, are we dealing with like a 7 multiverse type thing where it's like, oh, I can see that these are the big decisions that cause splits in the world where there's like the different religions? Or is it like an infinite multiverse where it's just like, oh, I breathed wrong. Uh-oh.
We don't know.
Okay, cool. How many... do we get a reference of how many are referenced in the books?
We've been to 2 different ones, and they're both pretty key events. So
Okay,
could probably go off the key events one.
Well, in terms of traveling between... That's one of the things about a multiverse theory. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to a different multiverse. Oh no, someone breathed different. And
it
now
is very,
things aren't
very
different.
rare they travel between them.
Okay.
And I will explain how they do it. It's used powerful magic to go between them.
But key events. Okay, cool. Well, I suppose you wouldn't bother traveling to another one unless it was pretty major things that were different, but that's fine.
Yeah. Sometime later, there is a war between angels and heaven, some angels and heaven, started by Lucifer, the greatest of God's creations.
Go off.
The angels against God lost and were cast out into the void, or the space between worlds. The fallen angels created a new realm called Hell, and these angels were now changed into greater demons. Lucifer, the leader of the rebellion, took charge and crowned 9 princes of hell, him alongside one. Interestingly, the only creature to join as a prince that was not an angel was the Leviathan, which was a monster God created to show, basically just a proving of his strength and testing his limits of his powers. It's in the Bible, the monster of the sea in the Bible. That he
I was
creates.
unaware that was a thing.
Yeah, there's some weird things in the Old Testament, in the start of the Old Testament. This then started an ongoing battle as demons, spiteful for their downfall, began to try to conquer the multiverse, world by world.
Well, hang on, why are they spiteful of their downfall? They chose to rebel.
They wanted to take over heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're just mad that they failed.
Yes.
Well, they need to suck it up.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, kid.
if you're gonna put down your pitchforks and rebel against the king, well, you've got to be prepared for the consequences.
If you're gonna, what is it? If you're gonna hit the king, you better not miss.
Yeah, if you're gonna aim for the king, better aim for the head.
But yeah,
That was a reference that Matt wasn't looking at the screen to see, but that's okay.
was it?
I went.
Yeah, was it
should've aimed for
Thanos?
the head.
Yes, Thanos.
Yeah.
But yes, God and the angels had set the worlds as he wanted, and he didn't want them changed. So
Classic gods.
They would. So the demons started using their magics to release demons into worlds and take over, with the demon lords competing with each other, but sometimes working together.
Can you tell us about the magic?
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give you a brief rundown, then we'll get to it.
Okay.
Sorry, this is written badly. Angels and maybe even God, we'll come back to this later, intervene with worlds as recorded in some texts such as the Bible. But they do seem to have stayed out of mortal affairs unless ordered to or unless directly summoned by them. When an angel is summoned, they say, we do not interfere a lot of the time. So by a lot of the time, like the one time an angel is summoned in all the books. So yeah. 2 times, but yeah. So that leaves angels and God setting up their perfect worlds and demons wanting to ruin them and grow their power, basically. Mm-hmm.
Checks.
Now, a key theme of the Shadowhunter Chronicles, which they kind of don't really throw into the book, it's why I stopped watching the TV show, is how different people see each other and how the prejudice we have among different species. And how no one is truly evil, even if they are half demon. This kind of undercuts the fact that we have pure good angels and pure evil demons.
I was
going to
say, you said no one's truly evil, even if they're half demon. Like, what are you saying about full demons?
Full demons are evil
Okay.
because it's said that they stated by an angel that all species discussed that we will discuss have souls except demons. So having a soul is the capability of being good in that sense.
Okay.
Right.
In that sense, but it is
So what,
weird
do
because
angels just have 2? Do they just have an excess? Have they taken a double scoop?
we don't know. And it's
really
weird
hot.
because
They're
it is
really hot, that
angels
is
are
true.
really like when angels are like
Hot.
summoned, they're really shitty sometimes, most of the time. They are really hot, but they're also really shitty. So, and demons are sometimes not entirely evil. Like they will.
Are they hot too?
Yes.
Good.
No. Okay. Well. Okay. The lesser demons aren't hot, but the bigger demons
I
are
don't give a
hot.
fuck about lesser demons. I care about them higher beings being hot. That's
Well,
all I care about.
We'll get into it later, but they can change
Have you
how
ever
they
watched
look.
the show Lucifer?
That's true. I have actually watched the first season of that.
But yeah, so it's weird because demons are sometimes good. They will do like a bargain with you, but they will help you out. Whereas angels sometimes just go, no, fuck you, and just disappear.
Can
So-
I
At least
challenge?
the demon keeps his word.
Can I challenge a demon to a fiddle duel? Can I challenge him?
Can I take him down to
Can I
Georgia?
take him down to Georgia?
No.
No.
Anyway, so the way we're going through this universe is we're going to be exploring each species one by one, and the interesting things about them and how this builds the world.
Sure.
Starting with the start of the world, demons, like the very reason these books exist, to fight demons.
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 I love demons.
So according to the Shadowhunter Codex, demons are malevolent, interdimensional beings that travel between worlds, destroying and conquering everything in their path. When they die, they return to the void between worlds. So they don't actually die. Their essence is scattered to the wind and into the void between worlds.
And they respawn.
Yeah, then they return to their original world where they respawn.
What? You know what? I reckon demons must actually be immortal because so many depictions of them show them being immortal. Like the real life ones must be.
Yes, you know,
checks.
Guy is immortal. Yes.
Oh. I'm too stupid to
Or
be a
maybe
demon.
or maybe it's a deeper message how we can never truly defeat our demons. Just keep them in check.
Or make him fucking respawn in the void. Hey,
Yeah, we can just stab him. Just stab him.
Respawn back at your
fuck
bed,
that.
you idiot. Try and challenge me on this PvP server.
Yeah, he's gonna
You
get
mean,
stabbed.
you mean your bed that's right behind you?
Can't kill me when I'm in my bedroom. I'm just gonna come back on the bed.
Also, additionally, I remember. Now, I read the books a long time ago. I haven't really read them because there's a lot of books, but in a while. But
6 books?
I remember there being there's 21.
21? Easy. Matthew, that's easy snacks.
they're all like yay thick.
I
By
mean,
yay
ignore the
thick,
fact that I haven't read a book since year...
they're
10?
multiple 100 pages usually.
How?
I haven't. I just haven't got to it.
That's disappointing.
One
I didn't
sec,
even
one
read
sec.
Frankenstein.
I'm gonna go get one of my books that I have of this series. I'll be just.
He's crunching.
I
His
think we need
He's
to.
turning around.
I think we need to take away your
Oh,
title
dear.
of Lawkeeper.
Well, I'm a fucking video game boy. When's the last time you finished a video game?
Like recently.
Disappointing.
I don't know.
I just want you to appreciate how thick this book is.
I mean, is that your copy of the Bible?
that is one of the books in the series.
That sucks, dude. Why would you
Nice.
subject yourself to that?
So I don't know. I'm trying to put this in audio. This is about 3 inches, maybe. It's like 600-700 pages.
Tell him
Give us-
which book
just
it is.
check-
Tell him
check
which
the
book
pack.
it is.
Check.
What? This is they're all got edgy titles. The Queen of Air and Darkness.
pretty good. It's a good name.
What's the page? What's the page count, buddy?
880.
That's pretty fat.
That's nice.
Yeah. Wait 1 second. You can do that.
It's got a thump to
I
it.
think it came off on the audio. That's probably gonna sound horrible.
I just saw Jude wince a little.
I just lost like 3 brain cells. throughout the name.
But yeah, I remember reading them. My point was, I remember them saying one time that if you kill a demon in their original dimension, that they die forever. But also, that's not written on the wiki, so I don't know if that's true.
I think I remember that from the show as well.
Maybe it's from the
There's a whole thing
show.
of- There
No.
was a whole thing if they were trying to go to like one of the demon's home planes to kill it there.
Do they have home planes? Is it just not the space in between? I thought we just did that.
No, they go to the place in between, but like, we'll talk about that later. How they're spawned. So demons go to the void, but the void isn't a realm; it's the space in between worlds. So they go back.
Yes.
Usually, they go back to their original plane, which is hell.
Which is
Which
in
is-
between planes. But
No,
it's
the
not in
hell
between
is its
planes
own
'cause it is a
domain.
plane.
Hell. Okay, let me explain this. Hell. There's the multiverse, right? There's the
Yes.
multiverse, and
Yes.
exists. There's parallel worlds.
Yes.
Above the multiverse is heaven.
Yes.
Below the multiverse is hell.
Okay.
And then some of the multiverse worlds have been taken over by demons, so they're also demon worlds.
Sick. That sounds cool as hell.
Yeah. So that's kind of
I'm
how
sorry,
it
but
works.
I'm really trying hard not to relate to Doctor Who here. And all the space between the realms is the void.
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
I mean, I also appreciate the idea of, and they were cast out to the realms in between, and they made their own space. Like, you're not in the middle in between anymore, are you? Anymore. Now it's hell. Now it's a spot.
Yeah.
You know what I found out the other day, and it's enough that I might have to try and make one of you two do an episode on the show at some point.
Tell me.
I found out from a friend of mine who was like been exposed to a small portion of brony culture
Oh, no.
that there's actually a Doctor Who's character in My Little Pony, and I just thought you should know that.
Hey, I appreciate. I know the reason why. It's because you want to preserve your self dignity. But why are you then pushing off that episode to one of us?
Yeah, you're definitely doing that, guys.
I'm
aren't
not
you?
fucking doing it.
One of you two are doing it. I'm
The
not doing
closest
that.
thing I ever got exposed to in terms of brony media was the time that Yogscast did a Minecraft My Little Pony Let's Play. That
That's
is the
horrible.
closest I've
God.
gotten.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, no.
horrifying. Anyway, demons have rankings. So there are lesser demons or just regular demons. There are greater demons, which have more intelligence and power and sometimes reside over worlds. And then there are the 9 princes of hell, who rule.
So where do you think the Brodies fit into that demon rank?
Somewhere
are-
in, I think
they're
they're
great
they're in a
demons.
higher rank.
They're greater demons. they
The great
they exist
demons,
in my hell. But anyway, so the princes will reside over like all of hell.
Hey, also,
and different
9
worlds.
princes of hell. Why wouldn't Satan just like, ooh, you guys are the 8 princes of hell, and I'm the king?
He's nice that way. He's not
Fuck.
a dick.
I mean, yeah. To be fair, he seems like a pretty chill dude.
He's a pretty chill dude. He doesn't put himself above others. That's why he did. I'm pretty sure in the Bible that's why he didn't thank God, because God was above everyone else and he didn't like that. Anyway,
That's pretty good.
Asmodeus is a prince. This is a quote from in the books of Jace.
Asmodeus?
Yeah, sorry. I can't pronounce what
Asmodeus.
Asmodeus is a prince of hell, one of the 9, the Fati. The Shadowhunters cannot hope to defeat them. They can destroy angels in combat. They can remake worlds. That's like their powers in that sense. So demons usually serve a stronger demon, who usually serve a stronger demon, which goes all the way back up to Satan or Lucifer himself, who is the ruler of hell.
So he is above everyone else.
I mean, yes, because he is the he is like the number one.
Equality, but also I want me and my 8 mates to be the rulers of hell.
Yeah, there needs to be order in the army of hell.
There needs to be order, but I want everyone to be equal. God, come down.
You're such an idiot.
No, he is an idiot, but right now he's actually being quite smart.
I just disguised it under a layer of stupid.
Demons in general are categorized as all beings who basically don't have a soul. There's a lot of different types of demons and stuff like that, so I'm not going to go into every type of demon, but there's a lot of types.
But Matt, I want to hear about all the different types of demon.
No. These are most evil beings from any belief system around the world, not just Christians. So there's like Japanese demons, there's all the different types, there's Chinese, African demons, you know?
So there's weeaboo demons and...
That's not, no.
Oh, no, I know their name. What the fuck are I learned this in
Onis.
Yeah, like that. That's the type of demon, you know?
Yeah.
There are uncountable number of demons, as I said, with different abilities to form. An example of an ability that a demon has is shapeshifting. That's a common ability. There are things that demons do have in common, though. Most demons have a strong sense of death about them.
What the fuck does that mean?
So you smell like rotting corpse and dead body.
That's just being stinky. I can do that without showering for 2 weeks.
They're very stinky boys, basically. Also, demon blood is called Ichor, which is black with green tint. It's viscous and has demon magic in it. Some demon blood is acidic and some is venomous.
Oh, yeah.
Regular demons are powered by external demonic energy and return to hell when they're killed. Greater demons are powered by their own twisted sort of soul magic. Not a soul, but their own like eternal magic, whereas lesser demons are other people's magic, which is scattered to the void when they're killed. So usually when greater demons die, it takes a lot longer for them to come back because they're a lot bigger and better, you know? Because there's more parts of them to collect, I guess.
Right.
Sense.
So they've got to cut them up more finely.
Yeah. When dying, demons explode, burst into dust, or crumble away. Some leave smoke or dust behind. Rarely, very rarely, they leave bodies behind.
Explode. Do you mean like explosion? Is it like dangerous to kill a demon and be near them?
Usually they turn to dust or smoke, so not really.
Cool. But when they do explode,
There's like one mention of a demon that's very rare that leaves its body behind. They're like, oh, it's so messy to kill with this demon. I have to clean every time and stuff like that.
That's fair.
They clean all their shit. Where most demons are like they kill it and it turns to dust and like, yeah, I'm all clean. I don't have to clean shit. You know?
Yeah, we got an easy job. Don't have to clean up.
Demons feed on pleasure from happy memories given freely by mortals and will do favors for them.
So they're dementors.
Kind of like that,
Well, I mean, Dementors don't give a fuck whether you want to give it
yeah.
over
Yeah, that's
or not.
also true. I mean, yeah.
They're just more simpy dementors.
Also, feed on memories, as in, like, take? Like,
Yeah, you don't have them anymore.
oh, I want demon favors, but I don't want to give up my good memories.
Yeah, exactly. That's called a price.
Although they could be quite useful. Just because it's a happy memory doesn't mean it's a good memory.
What if you give up watching Lord of the Rings the first time, then you can watch it
No,
again?
I can, yeah. Exactly.
Boom.
I mean, I was more thinking like a really happy memory you have with someone that you now hate. You could get rid of that.
But
that
would that would
also
you?
works.
Is that a happy memory?
Ooh, now we're getting into debates over
Well,
emotions.
of course, it's a
Has
happy,
it not
like if
soured?
it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like if you had a really good fun time. take like an ex or something, you know, just because you aren't together anymore, you've still got loads of happy memories from before.
Sure. Anyway, abilities of
The
demons.
crickets, the silence, the the tension in the air.
Ability,
And you just see Matt trying to be like, how do I combat?
yeah. Abilities of demons. Demons can do many things.
How happy does it have to be? Because I had a really good toast cheese sandwich the other day, and I really don't give a fuck about that memory, to be honest.
The more happiness, the more favor they'll do.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
It was a really good
Really
sandwich.
good toast and cheese. That shit had mustard on it. It was good as.
Have you tried attaching hummus?
No, I'm more of a mustard and pickles type guy.
Try it once. You'll thank me.
Doubt it. It's like when my girlfriend tried to make me put fucking mayonnaise on the outside.
What the fuck?
Apparently it crisps
I'm
up
talking
more
about
golden.
Mayonnaise belongs on the inside of a sandwich.
You put it on like butter on the outside of the sandwich.
That's weird. Anyway,
odd.
so basically, demons have many different abilities. I'm not going to go into all of them, but like one particular powerful one is possessing a mortal's body, and the only way to like break it would be killing the demon itself. Greater demons can do more powerful things. Like, if, for example, some can go into sunlight without being hurt, which is a common weakness of demons, and being able to bend reality to their wills.
I'm just imagining the first people to fight demons, and they're just like, okay, we've got it down. They can't hurt sunlight. And then one steps out of the sunlight. Oh no! And they're like, all right, okay, we know some can come out of the sunlight. They can't get more powerful. That one starts just bending reality. Things like Inception start bending around. They're like, oh fuck, I need a different job.
Yeah.
See ya.
So the greatest of the demons are the princes of hell, which are on the same level as a lot of angels, as mentioned. They can do really powerful things. As mentioned before, they've said by Jace they said they can destroy angels in battle and break worlds. But this is a quote from a prince of hell himself. I'm a prince of hell. I can break. I'll do it in a voice. Don't worry. I am a prince of hell. I can break down the walls between worlds. I can build and destroy worlds. You think I can't reverse a transformation that turns a human into a vampire? You think I can't make his heart beat again? Child's play. So yeah, they can bring you back to life if they wanted. That's one of the things they can do.
Damn, I've watched JoJo as well. It's okay.
Jojo?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, so basically they've been shown to be able to, and additionally, demons are much more powerful in their own dimension. This can be them being stronger, bigger, and faster, but also greater demons are shown to be able to bend time, space, and change reality to their whim and their mood.
How do they... This is one of the questions that comes up quite often on this podcast, but then how the fuck did they lose? Ever?
They lost because plot.
I mean, acceptable answer, to be honest.
Yeah, like, they shouldn't have lost, and to be fair, they were trying to get something the person had to give them willingly. And so they accidentally, like, let their guard down and got tricked, but yeah.
They got tricked. They can bend time. Just check whether you got tricked or not, idiot.
Yeah.
They can fucking bend reality and they got tricked. How dumb can you be?
Yeah, it's not great, to be honest, but they shouldn't have, but it's kind of bullshit, but...
I was expecting you to say something like, yeah, but the angels have this insane power.
No, I mean, the angels didn't even fucking help here. The angels don't help. Like, it's just... they had one magic sword that managed to cut through this dude's defenses.
Sword?
Yeah.
Nice.
We're not going to get into that now.
Hang on, what were the... I'm confused. What were the demons fighting when they revolted?
Oh, originally, they were fighting the other angels over... fighting
Right,
God.
okay, cool, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was expecting you to say that God and the angels had some, like,
But wait, so
OP
now the
ability,
demons are just ravaging through the world, and the angel's like, you can have some.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they've been told
that's
not
appeasement, baby. That never ends well.
They've been told not to interfere.
By
What do you mean? Appeasement always...
Well, apparently, yeah. That's their policy. Their policy is they're being lazy.
God's got some lessons
So
to
what
learn
I'm-
from Winston. Wait, no, wrong leader. Damn it, that wasn't the fucking...
Um,
Never mind, I'm not...
Chamberlain.
Well, okay.
Chamberlain.
We'll get later. They do say, like, okay,
when someone does summon an angel and say, "Hey, why the fuck did you not give us more powers?" and shit like that, they're like, "You are one world that is so insignificant to us that we don't give a shit." And he's like, "We've been doing this for 1,000 years. What the fuck, man?" It's like 1,000 years is a blink to an angel. So who fucking gives a shit about your entire society?
But the demons
Fuck
are
off.
doing shit.
They don't care. They're like, one world. Fuck it.
All right,
We lost
both of them I'm considering both the top and the bottom bad guys now.
Yeah, they're not great. I'll be honest. They do help, but like after saying we're dicks. But yeah.
I guess
They only help. Angels really only help because they have to. But they can also, yeah, it's a little bit. They can also look into your heart and see your true desires and stuff like that. We'll get to it later. But okay. Demon weaknesses.
It seems like a really helpful ability to use when you've got shape-shifting demons around. But anyway.
Anyway, weaknesses. Demons are most vulnerable to angelic magic and heavenly fire.
Shame.
Yeah, I know, right? Normally, human weapons struggle to do damage to demons, though demons can have physical harm from like long falls or being crushed, but they are resilient to that kind of damage. Yeah, they have been crushed by pianos in the. What the fuck?
Lesser demons, I hope.
Yeah, lesser.
Better not be
demons.
one of the Princes of Hell.
No.
Prince of Hell
Yeah,
gets fucking Looney Tunes.
No, you know what I love though? Just the thing of like, mortals, you can't kill me, as they're just stabbing him repeatedly. And he's like, what are you going to do now? And they're just pushing him.
I will use a weapon wrought of wood and bone to crush thee with my power.
Piano.
You ever think about how fucking rich you have to be to use a piano as a weapon?
That's
Piano's
expensive. weapon.
expensive.
Yeah, to be fair, the Shadowhunters are a little rich, but yeah.
You get a shitty second-hand upright piano for a couple hundred, but that's still an expensive
more.
weapon.
I bet I could get a sword for less than that.
Maybe
Anyway, angelic
one that can kill a demon.
angelic magic applied to weapons can also make them deadly. So normal weapons are not deadly, but you can apply angelic runes to weapons to make them deadly.
What's the funniest thing that they've applied angelic runes to? Have they got like a toothpick or something that they've done it to? Because I think that'd be fucking sick. They're like, disarm the sword out of your hand. They're like, oh no, what do I do? And then I pull a hairpin out and just fucking stab them.
No, not a. Probably the most funny. A whip.
That checks. That's pretty good.
A whip. A whip as been used.
That's a little kinky.
Yeah, it is a little kinky.
Is it the kinky character that does it?
Yeah, it's Izzy.
Expected.
It's
Yeah.
Izzy.
Continuing.
Most demons.
Is that her name?
Yep, Isabel. Most demons are also repelled by holy symbols. They harm lesser demons, but may bring discomfort to stronger ones. Additionally, most demons cannot stand the direct sunlight and burn up in them instantly.
I'm
Usually- Usually, demons are also not very intelligent, but the more powerful they are, the more intelligent they are.
Is that like a thing? Do you get promoted and you're like, I understand.
Usually, they're born as their power level, you know.
Oh, disappointing. There's no promotion.
There's no promotion
Some fucking
system.
platform.
There's no upper. There's no promotion level. What is it called? The path. What's it? Path in a business?
Pathways. It's just
Yeah.
pathways.
So there's no pathways up in this business.
There's no room for growth. There's no. Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, so the creation of demons. The original demons were fallen angels that fell from heaven, but there are also a lot more than that, right? It is believed that Lilith was the first ever demon cast out of the Garden of Eden before Eve was created.
Is that the snake?
Sorry?
Is that the snake?
So Lilith was actually the first woman created. She was created the same way as Adam, but like wanted to be equal to him. So God went no and made her a demon.
Still calling the angels the bad guys here.
Yeah, that's in the Bible though. It's not in the Bible. It's in
I'm calling the
complementary
Bibles the
text.
bad guys.
It's in complementary
That's
text,
fucked
I
up.
believe. I don't know if it's in directly Bible. It might be
Complementary text.
Well, yeah, there was many books that was in the Bible, and they kind of cut them over the years.
Glad.
Yeah.
So when's our episode on the Bible coming out?
Fuck
guys?
me.
Next episode. No.
No.
We have to do one on real world law eventually, though.
No.
I'm down.
I will avoid it for as long as I fucking
I'll
can.
do it.
Lilith, in turn, created more and more demons. She is also known as the mother of all demons in that sense. In universe, it was Lilith and her partner Samael, one of the princes of hell, who first created demons and brought them to Earth. So Lilith created them, and Samael was the one who brought them to Earth in our world. So the world we're talking about, she brought them to this one. It is said that the heavens banished all demons soon after. So basically, they said all demons are shit. Fuck them. They can't come. And is it assumed that many more demons were created since then by Lilith, Prince of Hell, and other demons? Demons have many worlds. They have conquered, but their greatest is Hell, which holds the great demon city Pandemonium, which is supposed to be the center of all demon activity.
Nice. Got a city called fucking Pandemonium? That kicks ass.
Yeah. Research on Pandemonium is limited, and it is considered that there are enough demons on Earth without going and finding more.
That's fucking... Pandemonium says like it kicks ass.
Also, but like, yeah, you're going into the bellow of the beast, you know, in that sense. Cool. So that is
Sounds like a hell of a
demons.
party.
We're gonna move on to angels.
Oh.
So here, the good guys.
Oh.
No.
No.
Angels are winged celestial beings, supposedly messengers of God, guardians of his creations, and soldiers in his army against hell. I say supposedly because God has never shown and never.
If you
turns
flip
around.
the references in that sentence, then they sound like massive bad guys. You know that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Angels are somewhat mythical creatures, even in universe. Few Shadowhunters and Downwarders even believe they are real. It is because they never show up, basically. It is widely believed that Shadowhunters possess the blood of angels, however, of the angel Raziel. So they kind of believe, especially among Shadowhunters, they believe they have the blood of an angel, but they don't believe many don't believe angels are even real. So it's a bit
Pranked.
weird. Angels are thought to be an absent patron, but some Nephilim see them as a spiritual parent who's looking after them. When angels are killed, they return to their home dimension of heaven. It is assumed that, like demons, that they need to be killed here to truly die, or maybe they're truly immortal. We don't know. Form. It is suggested that they take this form and is recognized to people as angelic. So their form of celestial people with wings might not be their true form. It might just be what they show to us because that's what we expect, you know? But we don't know.
So they could secretly look like My Little Pony characters.
Moving on, they are believed to be as mortal beings of pure spirit, which take a corporeal form to exist on Earth. And I'm just going to read out a quote of an angel when it comes out. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get Jude to read this one. Because he does the best angelic voice. Narrator voice for this angelic occasion.
Welcome to the spirit realm.
One sec. And that is in the chat.
I don't believe in women's rights.
Which
It is in the Facebook chat.
Oh, I have to get my phone out.
Well, I have it on another computer, so I can't answer it to the Zoom chat.
Well, this is a big quote, man.
Yeah. Stop making me read.
These are the good people. We need a good big quote for them.
No.
They're the worst people. The angel continued to rise, as if the lake was sinking away, revealing a great column of marble at its centre. First his head emerged from the water, streaming hair like chains of silver and gold, then shoulders white as stone, and then a bare torso. Oh, he's hot. And Clary saw that the angel was marked all over with runes, just as the Nephilim were. Although Raziel's runes were golden and alive, moving across his white skin like sparks flying from a fire. Somehow, at the same time, the angel was both enormous and no bigger than a man. Clary... enormous. Clary's eyes hurt trying to take all of him in.
Oh man, Clary. Clary's lucky.
And yet he was all she could see.
Wish I was Clary. Fucking jealous.
His wallet.
I didn't realize how sexual that sounds when you read it out.
You wanted him to read it in a sensual voice. Matt, you're the one who would lie in his
He was enormous.
Okay, please continue. Please continue. Please continue the reading, sir. Sir, continue the reading.
As he rose, wings burst from his back and opened wide across the lake, and they were gold too, and feathers, and set into each feather was a single golden staring eye. What the fuck?
Yep.
Why has he got eyes on his wings?
I mean, don't they describe them in the Bible as like a big fucking ball of eyes?
Yeah, they do.
There you go.
Anyway, holy shit, sorry, I'm crying of that.
She struggled.
Yeah, so
She struggled to fit him all in.
So yeah, so they're both like corporeal forms as huge and not huge as well.
What the fuck does that mean? Like, I know that we're making dick jokes, but
they're not. Their corporeal form, their spirit form is huge and massive and really powerful, but they're trying to contain it in like a human-sized body.
so it's like an optical illusion where it's like when you're looking at someone, but they're like in a really little suit that's way too tight on them, and you're like, I can fucking tell you're bigger than that,
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
but like supernatural.
Sure.
But like the body's the suit. And they're about to burst out of it like a snake
Fucking
shedding a
that-
skin.
That's our
hot.
last episode. That's the blue guys.
Oh, the collars,
Yeah,
yeah.
collars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It was 3 days ago. It's the closest we've all recorded episodes to each other.
Okay. Anyway,
Shh,
the
don't
rank
get-
of the
don't-
angel also depends on the size of its form on Earth, and its power represents by that. So, like how big an angel is depends on that. And we'll kind of like there's another time where the same angel comes out and he's been said to be 60 foot tall.
Nice.
So yeah, he kind of shows what he wants to show. In this sense, he was summoned by the way he's supposed to be summoned, so he want to be like mad. But in the other time, he was summoned out of the blue, and he was like fucking pissed. He was
Nice.
He was fucking pissed. But yeah, also their blood is gold and very thin.
Thin?
Yeah,
Like watery?
yeah.
That's kind of stupid.
Because like it's
That's-
supposed to like represent like demon blood is very thick and angel blood's very thin.
I mean, then, yeah, obviously a demon's going to win in a fight. Your shit's not going to coagulate in time. You're going to have fucking... That's what people who have blood thinners have, like aspirin and shit. You bleed out from wounds. Come on. That's just bad battle tactics. God, get your shit together.
I think they have angel magic to comprehend that, to combat that.
Well, then fucking wounds won't coagulate. I don't give a fuck what magic you're trying to work. Some of the demons are going to win on this.
Fair enough.
I mean, we already established the demons were going to win, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, the abilities of angels. Before you give demons are going to win, let's hear some abilities of angels. We only really know 2 angels, but it is clear that there is clear ranking between them, right? The first we know, we'll talk about the lesser one first. We know about Ithriel. We don't know much about his powers, but we do know that he was imprisoned by mortals twice. So he's not
Sucks.
great.
Stupid idiot.
In this time, he was tortured and
the
taken
main
blood from
the
him.
main angel?
Sorry?
The main angel?
No, this is not the main angel. This is a lesser angel. This lesser angel was
this is
imprisoned.
the
He's
stinky
imprisoned
boy.
by mortals twice using runes, like demonic runes, and he was also tortured, his eyes gouged out, and his blood taken many times.
That'd take a while.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
All I'm
eyes.
hearing is...
Yeah, all the
"Brave,
eyes.
brave Sir Robin. No? The Sir Robin song, you know? Monty Python.
No.
His eyes gouged out and his liver removed and his spleen was split in his...
No.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
know you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This implies that the best Shadowhunters can
Shut up.
overpower the lesser of the angels, right? Additionally, he kills himself with an angel blade to return to heaven.
Oh, right.
But also, which is weird because somehow they die by their own angel magic, which is
I mean-
really strange.
I mean, that checks. Like,
Not really, because demons aren't hurt by demon magic.
have they ever tried to hurt themselves with demon magic?
I guess not, but
I mean, I'm not usually hurt by water because I can swim, but if I decided...
I guess, yeah.
He stabbed himself with an angel blade in the heart and killed him. So
I mean, yeah, I suppose it's more of a self thing. If someone else tried to kill him with angel mag, it probably wouldn't go great.
anyway, the other ranking of angel is Raziel, who's the one who created the Shadowhunters, right? He has been shown to be using a flaming bow that can instantly kill someone, can fly. He has supernatural strength. In one thing, this is written in the codex, so take it with a grain of salt. He threw a group of demons into space. So yeah.
I mean, that fucking slaps. That's so good.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. He can look into the mind and heart of someone and deduce their true desires. Basically,
Creepy.
able to read minds.
Creepy. Why
Um,
would you ever want to have a power like that? That's so weird.
Well, you can
That
basically
stinks.
determine whether people are going to use as gifts.
Yeah,
right
but
or
it's
wrong.
super weird to get a power like that. Like, why would you even want
It's-
to pick a power like that lets you look into people's minds?
It's basically just reading people's minds.
But like, I don't know. That just feels creepy and like you're overstepping your bounds when you're doing that sort of thing.
I mean, yeah. And they can, and also the last ability is they can grant wishes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
We don't know the limit.
I don't see that going badly.
We
Their
don't know the
own or
limitations.
others?
They can just grant wishes. They grant other people's wishes, but they can also they're not unlimited by genie powers. They can't do it from
In that case, they're just reality benders.
Yeah, that's the point. Like we don't know what the limitations of this, but obviously like rankings, I guess, have some sort of limitation on it. But like we know they can bring people back from the dead easily. They're just like,
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because of demons.
No stress.
yeah, they just like go, oh, he's dead. Okay, cool, he's back.
It's funny.
Yeah. Spoilers, but yes. Angels. So angels can be very powerful or very weak. There are also angels who rank above Raziel, so they're probably even stronger than this. Additionally, the only thing is angels, once they make a vow, they either imply it can't be broken or they can't break it. Right.
Right.
So if they make a vow, they will never break it.
Right. You said they imply.
Well, they never test it. Right.
Right. Cool.
It's
But-
just an angel saying, basically he says, "I will vow not to hurt you," and then the guy's like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "I'm an angel. Are you fucking questioning me, bitch?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, fair enough."
I mean, yes, I am.
Angels also have heavenly fire, which is the weapon of heaven that burns out any evil found in someone. If they are more good than evil, they will survive heavenly fire in that sense. Seems to be a power, the power that also the power in the runes and the magic that angels give themselves. Angels give Shadowhunters. But yes,
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. So if once again this is getting you say the heavenly fire thing, they'll survive that if they're good, and they'll die from it if they're bad. So that implies there is a good and bad in this world.
Yep, it implies there's an objective good and bad in this world.
But the whole point before is that there wasn't.
Yep. It's
You said
weird.
Cassandra Clare was good at building.
She is, but like, okay. So, okay.
Hot take. I'm sorry.
Okay. It implies that there's a good and bad from heaven's
Well,
perspective in this sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is the other thing is that it's holy fire. It's created by an angel, so I suppose it runs off.
Well, it's
their
created by
moral
God,
code.
but yeah.
Well, then it's running off God's moral
Yeah.
code.
So there is an implied.
I don't see that being bad.
But yes,
So
it's,
I can
a lot of
not
the conflicts-
respect women's rights, and I can still get into heaven. So good, baby.
a lot of the conflicts that arise are from internal
Look
conflicts
to
in
the
the world
popes
and not
for
the grand
inspiration.
scale of demons and angels and stuff like that and God. So that's why there's a lot more internal struggle. That's why they don't interfere a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they interfered a lot, I feel like a lot of the events would just be, oh, the angel said that's shit, so let's stop doing that.
But that's exactly how it should.
Probably, but but they don't. They want free will. We've got free will, dude.
Gross.
They could at least. Okay.
What is it, Jude?
They could at least. I'm not targeting this book series. I'm targeting a lot of different series. When the only reason that your deific beings aren't interfering and just solving all of the issues is, oh, they live for like 1,000 years, so it's not interesting. Oh, there's other worlds as well. They can't just deal with one. It just comes off as so lazy to me. I'm sorry, but give me a better reason.
Beyond that, it's one of those things of like, why are you detailing these creatures to me then? Because they're not going to
Yeah,
impact my
yeah.
experience.
Exactly.
I mean,
if
we
you
don't-
want them to be separate, make them like literally separate and unable to like pierce the veil, and then it adds.
I mean, a lot of
stakes.
the
Whereas when
they
it's
don't
just,
they don't impact a lot, and like a lot of that I'm talking about has been coming from speculation and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, but the fact is, they could, if they wanted to, they could come in and solve all of the protagonist's problems.
And also, you talk about the fact that...
Yeah, exactly.
they could, but they don't want to.
Yeah, but also, okay,
Yeah, that's what I'm
let me
saying.
ask this. Are the princes of hell around at all?
They do appear in the stories, yes.
So if they appear in the stories at all, then the excuse of there's other worlds, it doesn't matter, is erased, because while there are indeed multiple universes, there is only 8 princes of hell as they are separated from the rest. Meaning
9,
that
but yes.
9 princes of hell, apologies, I was thinking about my Satan joke earlier. 9 princes of hell, meaning that if they are in there, that's your one concern, is this enemy force.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not
Yeah.
duplicated across multiple worlds. This world is your issue because your main enemy is
Yeah.
here.
I think there are 3
exactly.
princes
Give
of
us
hell
a
written
hint.
seen in the books.
Then there's 3 good fucking reasons to care about this world, baby.
I mean, that's why they do intervene sometimes, you know?
They don't, though. You literally said that one of them got forced out and was mad about it.
He was mad about it. That's true. But yeah, he did agree to help only after he was mad about it.
Yeah, like.
And we've only met 2 angels. We've met 3 princes of hell. There should be at least 6 angels here. You know how sports go.
What?
Yeah.
If you got one guy out in the field by himself, you put 2 people on him if you can. If
If
you got
you
him
can.
spare.
Yeah, exactly.
Got him spare. There are more demons than angels, though.
Yeah, but there's 9 princes of hell.
That's true. That's
And there's a
also true.
lot more angels than that.
That is very true. Cool. So summoning angel is kind of similar to summoning a demon, but summoning a demon in that sense, but is unwise to do so as angels do not always respond like demons do. They don't have to come in that sense.
Oh, okay. They're picky.
Oh.
That's fine.
Yeah, it does like kind of like pull them. It pulls half their form, but they can just go like, then they can just disappear. Like, it depends on the power rate. It's weird because this is what's written in the codex, but also it's kind of goes against the book. So in the book, there's one it's shown that lesser angels, if summoned to Earth, can't just go back because they're trapped by runes. But greater angels can just go, oh, that's a rune. See ya. If
I mean,
they
the
want to.
reality benders, that checks.
The difference between that is kind of the difference between demons want to be on Earth, whereas angels don't want to be on Earth. So they're like peace out as soon as possible.
That's fair. That makes sense.
They also,
Angels are just the biggest
Hey,
nerds, aren't
shitty
they?
as
They're
hell.
like, let me go.
I mean, if I was in heaven, I wouldn't want to be disturbed. I'll be honest.
I mean, but the demons live in a place called Pandemonium. Why the fuck would they bother with somewhere as boring as Earth?
That's true. That's true.
Sounds like they're having a good time.
So angels cannot maintain their corporeal form for long, as it's hard for them. Summoning angels is also obscure, difficult, and unreliable, as not many people have studied it. Most methods that exist don't work. Also a high risk of disaster.
They're not methods, are they?
Angels have threatened to kill anyone who basically summons them, just as a warning to other people who tries to summon them. Even if the summoning works, the angel does not have to work with the person who summoned them. When a lot of lesser demons are summoned, they have to obey the people who summon them, whereas angels don't. They just don't have to obey them.
Oh, this is... wait, is this what you're saying with the reference to demons can't be killed by demons magic? Is because characters will take a lesser demon, like collar him, and then send him towards some other demons and be like, hey, murder.
Yeah, but that's also illegal, but yes.
That's illegal?
It's illegal to use demon magic.
By whose laws?
We'll get into that.
Cassandra's?
No, we'll get into this.
Yes, Cassandra.
Well,
She
technically
wrote it.
Cassandra, she wrote it, but yeah, we'll get into it.
Cassandra is greater than God in this equation.
Well, yeah, obviously she's the writer. They cannot. Angels are also indifferent to mortal troubles and are not patient or tolerant of mortals.
Me neither.
It's really weird because it's like, why do you waste my fucking time? But also, they also, in the same breath, they'll say, 1,000 years is a blink to me. Like, calm down, man.
Yeah, it's a good point. Like,
Maybe time
their
moves
whole
different when they're in
thing is-
heaven versus when they're on Earth.
I mean, time has been known to move different in different dimensions, so maybe.
Hey,
weak excuse.
it is a weak excuse. Yes.
Exceptions. Exceptions. Some angels have been bound in things, and it does seem but we've already gone over.
Actually, to be fair, I get mad when RimWorld I'm playing on like 5 times speed, and then something happens, and it's like, oh, 1 time speed. I'm like, you son of a bitch, stop fucking bothering me. When you go to 5 times speed.
Wait, what game?
RimWorld. It's a RPG game. You like control little characters, and usually I play it on fast speed because they can build everything and just do shit faster. But as soon as a threat appears on screen, it's just like, oh, 1 time speed. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Oh no, I feel that. Like when you, yeah.
So the origin of angels, it is really unknown, but is believed they were created by God at the beginning of time. Raziel implies 1,000 years is a blink to angels, which implies they've been around a lot longer than this world, and this world's not really important to them. Angels have had a profound effect on the Earth. Really had a profound effect on the Earth, seeing how they have appeared very rarely. Also, I've just written a thing called. They've just written a little topic here called God ? Raziel implies that God is real, and implies that parts of, if not all, the Bible is real. He talks about the part about Abraham and how he's used to summon the God, so it implies that actually happened. That Abraham was asked by God to kill his son and stuff like that. So it's either real or put there for stories to represent them. And the angel actually also implies that the Jewish people are actually descendant of angels themselves. Nice. When like when one of the main characters is Jewish and goes to the angel and he's like, "Wow, you are one of mine," in that sense.
Quick check.
Yep.
Apparently, angels live for, on average, 176 billion years.
Is this according
If
to
a blink lasts for
Bible?
if a blink lasts for an average of 125 milliseconds, which is 0.125 seconds, there are 22,075,000 seconds in a average lifetime, meaning that you times that by 8, you get 176 billion things, because that's also times by 1,000 again, so 176 billion years.
I said they're immortal. What?
No, but if they said that, you're like, oh, they've been around for a lot longer than that. It's like, well, yeah, 176 billion. If that's the scale we're running off. That's the scale of lifetime.
That's a long time.
It's a fucking long time.
It's a long time. So we do not know if this actually means God has appeared on Earth or he's just sent messengers to Earth. That in that sense. He also maybe just a powerful angel's been doing his work on Earth. Additionally, some stories may be true, some stories maybe not, and so that sense. So yeah, that's kind of answering the question of God. That was my first question in the book. Was like, if there's angels are real, then what the fuck, God's real? In that sense, but yeah. Also, I have a little topic here: angels and demons the same?
Yes.
Yeah.
Categorically, they're just angels that got thrown out of heaven.
In some ways, it is defined. It is implied this as well. So there's one quote by the evil person is, "Greater demons are not so different from angels." And also a little bit of quote that I'm going to give to Guy. It's not as long as Jude's one, but I'll give it to...
You can't put it in Messenger, you can't put it in Messenger, you can't put it in Messenger.
Oh, yeah.
Put it in
Okay.
Discord.
Oh yeah, guys, Facebook got hacked.
Shut up. My Discord is not open. I'm going to give it to Jude again.
Oh, can Jude forward it to me on Discord?
Jude, could you put it in the chat in the Zoom? We're very organized. You can see we're very organized.
Facebook.
But yeah, while you're doing that,
but what if I get distracted by a meme?
just put it in the chat, okay, Jude? While Jude's doing that for me.
There's a really good
While
meme.
Jude's doing you a favor.
Is it the Lord of the Rings one?
Shut up.
Yeah.
I struggle every day.
Full of a took posting coming through.
Yeah.
Angels are more powerful because God directly made them, where he didn't directly made demons. That's kind of implied. So like maybe that's why they're more powerful. The greater ones are the greater demons are on the same level as angels. So maybe just that God had more angels or more powerful ones, and that's why he won the battle. In that sense. Angels can also be killed by angelic weapons, which kind of implies that's kind of weird to be, at least.
If they want to be.
Yeah. They also summon in very similar ways. The reason there's differences in the way they're summoned. Either that hasn't been studied well enough that could actually be exactly the same, or the angels are on just a different level of power, so maybe you just need more powerful runes. Additionally,
I'm sending it to Gaia.
yes, please. Can you just put it? You can just put it in the Zoom chat.
Yeah, that's fine. Go.
Sorry.
Go.
There you go. So do you want to read that quote, guy?
You want me to do the demon voice?
This is describing an angel, but yes. No.
Is this an angel?
This is the
voice or
man
a demon
describing an
voice?
angel.
Man describing an angel.
This is Simon.
Okay, I'll do.
Simon's a really sweet nerd boy.
Sweet nerd boy. I was gonna do my deep, sexy dad voice.
Do deep, sexy dad voice.
He was gold all over, from his wings to his skin to his eyes, which had no whites at all, only a sheen of gold like a membrane. His hair was gold and looked cut from pieces of metal that curled like wrought ironwork. He was alien and terrifying. Too much of anything could destroy you, Simon thought. Too much darkness could kill, but too much light could blind.
Kind of implies too much angels are bad, you know?
Also, it implies that killing is the same as being blind.
Yeah, weird there. Not very
It's all
ableist.
good. A little bit ableist, but that's
Yeah,
alright. We'll keep moving on that.
Yeah. More. Yes. Anyway. Basically, yeah. Demons and angels are very similar, and it could be seen as the same. They're not in universe, but I think there's a connection there, which is a bit weird. Additionally, one quote from a short quote from a demon. In case you're wondering, it is preferable to rule in hell than serve in heaven. I've done both. That's one of the quotes from the
Nice.
Princes of Hell.
Nice.
So yeah, that is angels. Are there any questions about demons and angels before we move on to humans?
No, I'm good.
Cool. Jude?
Nah. Continue. Well, yes, but no.
Okay.
Well, do you or not?
The questions are all why the fuck aren't they helping?
That's fair.
but-
That's fair.
I have no answers for you for that.
Just that question on repeat.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some sort of limitations, but probably not. They're probably just dicks. That's my biggest answer.
I mean,
is they are
I
dicks.
would argue that there's another reason why, and it's that
It'd
if
be a
they
terrible
did
story.
interfere, there wouldn't be any
Yeah,
story
that'd be a
left.
terrible story. But yes, humans or mundanes as they're called by the Shadow World.
Muggles.
Yeah, very similar. Mundanes. Most mundanes are oblivious to most supernatural events such as demons, downworlders, and Shadowhunters, who all wear glamours to hide their true nature. Some mundanes are born with a sight, which allows them to see through through glamours. Mundanes are also develop the sight over time from exposure to the shadow world, but some are born with it in that sense.
Okay, so you can get it through just like someone you hang out with being very
Yeah,
magical.
if you're in the shadow world a lot, you will you'll see them.
Fair.
Maybe.
What?
What?
I'm not,
Say
I'm
it.
not-
Okay. Say it.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Squirt some fucking shampoo in my eyes so I can see these demon juices.
That's how you do it, boys. So you get the sight. Don't put the shampoo in your eyes.
Please do.
Don't do it. Humans have also been shown.
It's better than drinking bleach to cure COVID.
Anything is. Humans have been shown to be able to use magic, perform spells, and summon demons. This is only through a lot of training, usually by a warlock, learning from books, or a blessing from a demon.
A blessing from a demon.
Yeah, they can bless them with like powers and stuff. For obviously, usually.
Can I get cursed
for a
by an
price.
angel?
Angels don't show themselves, so most likely, but
Nice.
they don't show themselves. Cool. So that's
Okay.
basically humans. They come up a little bit, but they're not really important.
Wow, do you mean humans aren't an important character
Yeah,
in this book
they're
about
mostly
angels and
there to
demons
be
and stuff?
protected, and they stay
Well,
out of
it's not
shit.
about angels and demons. It's about demons and.
NA?
It's like we're barely
Yeah.
getting the angels.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
I get the joke now.
Listen, sometimes it doesn't land. It's
That
fine.
didn't land as well. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the main characters of the book, so the Nephilim or Shadowhunters. So these are the juicy daddies of the book.
Fuck off.
Don't call them that.
They got all the lore.
The juicy
Actually.
daddies.
Actually, guy, if you open a Google tab real quick, guy,
Okay, while you guys are opening that, I'll read the
Yes, I'm
description of them.
googling.
and just Google Shadowhunters Jace, Jace.
He's not that hard.
Jace.
And tell me he's not a juicy.
He's not
daddy.
that
That
hot.
is a juicy daddy.
He's not that hard.
That is.
He's not that hot, but he is hot. No, yeah, he's not really my type. He's a bit too TikTok for
That's
me.
fair. Yeah, no, you can see what I mean though. But it's a very
Yes, I can
Netflix
understand.
show.
Yes.
Anyway, Nephilim or Shadowhunters are a secretive race of humans
there's a lot of
with a
pictures of
mix of human and angel blood in their veins. They were created to fight and protect the world from demons while keeping hidden from the human world. In the Bible, Nephilim are the offspring of angels and humans and angels, but it is said that the creator of Shadowhunters, the angel Raziel, named his breed after the Nephilim as a reference to the Bible, but they're not actually the offspring of them. Yeah.
Right.
The sorry.
So why did why did the angels have the shadow hunt? Why did they call them shadow hunt?
Because they're
Well-
hunting shadows.
Shadows.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
no.
ignore
That's
me,
gonna
ignore me.
come. That's gonna come up why they call them Shadowhunters. Shortly, this is the origin of Shadowhunters. So shortly after 1000 AD, Lilith and Samael released hordes of demons to invade this world. A crusader, yes, a crusader, named Jonathan Shadowhunter, got
I once had a man that I released upon the streets to try and keep my rabble roused. I called him Jack Police.
And now I have the police in his honor.
Yes. Jonathan Shadowhunter got a warlock to summon Raziel, who he begged to help save the world. Seeing honesty and nobility in him, Raziel put his own blood in a cup and created the Mortal Cup.
You have a sip.
He literally, yeah. He made Jonathan drink from it and turn him into a Nephilim.
Made him?
Well, yeah, he asked him to. I was like, if you want to fucking help, here you go.
That's not making him. That's asked him to.
Well, he's like, yeah, well, he told him
Don't
to.
get consent
He
when
told
you
him
get
to.
people to drink your blood.
He didn't fucking force it down his throat, but he's like, yeah, drink from this.
Here, drink
Yeah.
this.
Did he make an informed
You'll
decision?
feel-
Did he know what was in the
You'll
cup?
feel like different people. Yeah. Did he inform? Yeah, well, he asked for powers and help to defeat the demons, and he's like, well, drink this. This cup turns any human. Drinking from this cup turns any human into a shadow hunter. Not just any. If you put any liquid in it and you drank from it, you'd become a shadow hunter.
Oh, neat. So I can put some fucking orange juice.
Yeah, you'd become a shadow hunter. Orange juice.
I like orange juice. Don't bully me.
Yeah, we're bullying you. He also gave him the Mortal Sword, which basically is a giant weapon that when you held it, makes you tell the truth.
Oh, shit.
He also gave him the Grey Book, which holds secrets to some angelic runes to help Shadowhunters be more powerful enough to fight demons. Lastly, he gave him Adamus, a holy metal that can use to craft angelic weapons. Jonathan shared his gift and spread it, and they took the name after him, after his last name, Shadowhunter. But yeah, which kind of was a bit of an insult to Raziel, who named them the Nephilim.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's kind of a nickname. It's more catchy. And for some reason,
better branding.
it is stated that the year 1234 is significant to Shadowhunters, but it is unknown why it is. But I believe it is probably when they officially organized and established the Society of Shadowhunters after throwing off the initial invasion. And the motto of Shadowhunters is "The descent to hell is easy." In Latin, but I'm not going to try and pronounce Latin.
That's such a fucking weird motto.
Well, it kind of means like
That is an odd.
it
motto.
means like being evil and like doing and being shit is easy, but like being good is hard. Like falling is hard, easy, but
Pretty fucking easy to be good when you got angel blood in you.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
I
not
mean, there are a
wrong.
lot of dick Shadowhunters.
It doesn't mean that they're evil.
There are a lot of evil Shadowhunters as well.
Okay, in that case, yeah.
What do you call evil? Just killing people because of their ethnic race?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's evil.
Obviously,
Then,
what are
yeah.
you fucking talking
Yeah,
about?
well, yeah, I mean, they're evil Shadowhunters then, yeah.
Yes.
Um,
I mean, are you talking about the race of demons? Because
well, not demons. They're like they kill like vampires and werewolves and
Well, aren't
orcs.
demons people too?
Not in this
they
world.
specifically are not.
They don't have souls. That's how Raziel, like the angel, classifies them.
I also like the fact that the guy who started this all could be called Raz. You know, Raz him.
he did.
I mean,
Raziel.
well, my little fish is called Raziel.
Fucking
is
nerd.
it specifically a reference to this Raziel?
It's a reference
or
to
is
the
it just
Bible, but
Raziel
yeah.
in general?
It's kind of
Okay,
similar.
You make such a good Christian.
I know,
you
right?
that, right?
Yeah. He's also I nicknamed him Ra after the sun god because he's cute.
So you named him after a character from the Bible, and then you also nicknamed him after a completely different religion that almost completely goes against the tenets of Christianity.
I just like the
Nice.
name. I don't really mind. Anyway, abilities. What the fuck? Flatmates. I'm sorry. Abilities. Hey, you kid, he's doing the bins now. He's
I
making
can't
us.
hear it.
Please tell me he's just.
He's making as
looking at
much
you.
noise as possible with the bins. I don't know
At
if you
least
guys can
he's
hear
doing the
Fucking love
bins.
that. I mean, yes, but come on now.
What's he supposed to do? He's still
Wait.
the bin stinky.
Oh,
Thank him for
Gotta
us.
love Dan. Gotta love Dan.
Thanks, Dana.
I was gonna say, is it
Dan.
Adam?
No,
Please tell me it's
Adam's respectful enough not to do that this time. Anyway,
Dan's not respectful. Dan got that disrespect.
Dan does what he wants.
Damn, Dan.
Damn, Dan.
Don't. Abilities. So there is angel blood in their veins, which gives them enhanced strength, agility, stamina, and coordination. But in particular, they are not to the level that werewolves and vampires have, other downworlders have.
Right. So werewolf and vampire.
Stronger and faster. Yes.
But Matt, in the show, a Shadowhunter takes on like 15 vampires.
Well, yes, we'll get to why that is, but also fuck you. Even with
This is just one particular thing this is the thing that made Matt stop watching this show. by
no,
the way.
that is part of it. But the thing that made me stop is when vampires turn to dust when you shot them with a fucking arrow. Like demons, they were treated like
True,
demons,
yeah.
which they're not. They have souls. That's the whole point. even with even with runes, they can only really compete with downwaters because of their combat training. So runes also advance their abilities, which we'll talk about in a bit. Shadowhunters talk about training. Shadowhunters train at a very young age, usually started around 10. They can be trained at the Shadowhunter Academy, or can train at their own institutes with their family. Shadowhunters use many different weaponry, including swords, maces, bows, shurikens, whips, etc. Nearly any weaponry with an angelic symbol on it can be used, except guns. Guns cannot be
Aw.
used. They don't work
Why?
with combustion. Combustion does.
Why?
It's just stated that angelic symbols mess with combustion, and it doesn't work together.
What about a...
Crossbows work.
No, I know. I'm trying to find a way around this.
Guns don't.
How far away? So does the combustion... What about a cannon?
It's never tried, but I doubt it'd work.
What if I put a bunch of angelic weapons inside a cannon and then...
No.
Okay.
I mean, it might work, but like, it's never tried. No.
Trying to ruin my fun. See, this is the problem with me trying to get into any fictional universe. I'm just trying to find a way to break it.
Yeah.
Fuck your stupid universe.
That's
What's my infinite power exploit?
Seraph blades are the primary weapons, which are basically made of as adamus, the holy metal that Raziel gave them. These are also activated by naming them with a name of an angel, which calls on the power of that angel. So you could call a seraph blade Raziel, and it would start glowing and have magic powers.
Does it take the power away from that angel? Are they like sitting at the kitchen table and they sort of like their hand just goes weak for a second? Like, oh.
It has never gone upon, so probably not.
Fuck's sake. you so nearly gave me a reason to forgive the whole angels not helping part. I was like, oh, because they are helping, but no.
Well, that's kind of like Shadowhunters calling upon their power. But yeah. You'll say yes, just to please Jude. Nerfed also keep a lot of different weapons at hand, to fight certain downwinders or demons. For example, they'd have like iron or pepper or salt on their belts to be able to use in different situations. They're the weaknesses of different things. Shadowhunters also mark themselves with angelic runes, which they draw with a thing called a CLE. So this basically gives them more enhanced powers. We'll talk a little about them, but we won't get into details of every single one because there's like a lot.
Is it just like cool tattoos that make them juicy?
Exactly, literally,
That is-
exactly.
That is like exactly it.
It's edgy
Well,
tattoos that make
I
them
was
cool.
looking through the photos of the guy and he had a bunch of cool tattoos
Yeah.
on his hot bod.
They're cool tattoos that make them more powerful. There are also demonic runes known, but they're not studied and they're not used by Shadowhunters.
They're not studied.
Yeah, no one knows really about them.
Know thine enemy.
That's illegal to study them, so yeah. Yeah. The first known mark is the mark of Cain from the Bible.
Nice.
And the runes are what make normal angelic weapons magical, right? Shadowhunters also wear them on their skins to increase their powers. If they're used on humans, they send them insane. Turn them into a thing called the Forsaken, which are basically like a monster thing. And downwarders can't wear them. It usually just doesn't work on downwarders. There's one that does work on downwarders, but that was
Have you
created
specified exactly what a downwelder is yet? Because I know.
So
don't.
I
I
described
have
them
no
at the start. I described them at the start in the basics. So a downwelder is a person who's like has some sort of magical blood in them. Usually, mostly demon. It is werewolves, vampires, warlocks, and fairies.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Sorry, I described at the start. We're going to. They're
I don't think you described them fully. You just sort of said downworlders, fairies,
glossed
and like
over it
you
a
sort of
bit,
like
yeah.
conjuncted it. In my head, it was a comma, but it was actually a dash.
Sorry about that. They're all those. We will talk about them after. They're going to
Basically, every magical thing in the world that
Isn't a demon or an angel
Yeah.
or a
or a
shadow
shadow
hunter.
hunter. Yeah,
Yeah,
basically,
exactly.
That's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, Shadowhunters see themselves above everyone, and they call the other people downwarders. Yeah,
It's rough because they kind of literally are above everyone else. So it's like
yeah, it's kind of weird. Anyway, where was I going?
Anyway.
So, fresh wounds appear black like tattoos, but fade over time. They can also be made in red, silver, or gold for special occasions. Some are permanent, but most are temporary. Most runes come from the Grey Book, but recently some have come from one of the main character's abilities to be able to see new runes in visions. Some examples, which kind of breaks society a lot.
she fucking just
Because everyone's like,
breaks all
what the fuck?
the small semblance of logic the show had went out the window when they did that. But anyway,
Yeah, it's the same in the book.
Some things you can defend, some you can't.
Some examples are agility, calm anger, clarity, endurance, enlighten, fearless, insight, soundless, speak in tongues, swift, true north. I'm taking the more logical ones. Some of them are just weird. And there's one that's the new one that Clary introduced called birth control, which basically set the community to a stir. Yeah, there's an angelic rune, birth control, which the community did not like because the community was really conservative. Yeah, Shadowhunter
The
community.
community being the fans?
No, sorry, the community in world,
Right, gotcha.
which I'll talk about in a second.
Shadowhunter
This is
world.
the Shadowhunter community. Not fans are fine with it.
I was gonna say, what the fuck? That's super weird that a book about literally angels and demons in battle and that
Yeah.
sort of stuff is whatever.
Yeah, runes are also used. There are also symbolic runes like the love rune and the mourning rune, which don't actually do anything, but like resemble things. Like for a marriage, you write a love rune on each other, and for like mourning, you'd put a mourning rune on yourself. Society,
Morning rune.
a mourning, like in mourning. when
Oh
someone's
yeah,
died.
yeah. I'm fucking stupid. Don't mind me.
No, don't worry. It's they're like the same word, so it's hard. Mourning. Yeah.
Anyway,
Morning.
I'm in mourning. Yeah, we are in the morning, mate. That's how time works. Society. Shadowhunters have their own country called Idris, which exists between Germany and France, with protected spells and wards around the border, which prevent Mondays from traveling into it or observing it. If they tried, they would teleport across border without even noticing. Additionally, it is never
The old Pac-Man trick.
It is yeah, exactly. It is never known how they set this up, when they set this up, or like what. Never mentioned, but it just exists. So, yeah,
It exists. Deal with it.
yeah. Because Shadowhunters aren't allowed to do magic, but obviously they got someone to set this up. So, you know, Idris is mostly forest with a small vampire and werewolf populations inside it. There's also mountains which connect to the Alps. It has many towns around it, but the main city is called Alakite. I'm probably pronouncing that because I only read it. I have not heard it pronounced.
Fair enough.
It is also known as the Glass City because of the presence of demon towers which guard around it, which look like glass, which prevent anyone except Shadowhunters from entering without permission and prevents all demons from entering at all. The only way they can be taken down is with demon blood is smeared on the inside, which only happens once. And it's bad.
Okay.
In this city is a capital building called the Guard, which is spelled Gard. Well, no U. Which is the meeting place of the clave. What? No, you. Fuck.
Keep going. It's a stupid joke.
Yeah, I know, but you've thrown me off.
When do I not?
Which is the meeting place of the Clave, which is the Shadowhunter government. Here, the council meets and holds the most powerful members of the Clave who vote on laws and policies. The Clave are basically the governing body, and there's the Console who leads them, who holds little executive power but does lead meetings and make some final decisions in emergency cases. They're kind of like the Prime Minister in that sense.
Of course.
They're not like a president because they don't have that much executive power. They're more like a prime minister in that sense.
Right. So who's the monarch then?
There is no monarch
Well, that's a bit silly.
because it's like Australia. There's no well, there's kind of the queen, but she doesn't really matter. She doesn't really matter. Let's be honest.
Yeah, she's still there.
Shut up, you Tom.
It's like literally discerning the difference between prime minister and president, whether or not they're sworn to a monarchy.
Well, yeah, but power. I mean, in powers, not in the wording.
Okay.
Anyway, the Clave is also built of small institutes which preside over territories of the earth. For example, there'll be one in like most major cities in America. I think there's like a few in Australia. There aren't that many because there's not many people there, but yeah, they reside over most places. All Shadowhunters become part of the Clave at age 18, where they must declare allegiance to it and the Covenant. The Covenant and the Codex are strict rules set which you must obey to be a Shadowhunter. The motto of the Covenant is "The law is hard, but it is the law." The Covenant also sets rules for Downworlders, which the Shadowhunters enforce. It is supposed to protect the rights of Shadowhunters, humans, and Downworlders. Only recently have there been protections put in place to save Downworlders though. Back in a few hundred years ago, they just didn't see Downworlders as people, and it was really bad. So there was like many Shadowhunters who'd like hunt werewolves and put like their like cloaks on the walls, and it was not great.
Yeah, sounds it.
Yeah, they put like heads on walls, and it wasn't great when you like they were doing the peace treaties and they go to one of the houses and they're kind of like your great uncle's head on the wall. It's not amazing for politics. You know what I mean?
It does make things a little bit complicated, hey?
Make
Yeah.
it a little bit awkward.
Yeah, a little bit awkward. Anyway, additionally, only recently a representation of each of the species of Downworlders are now allowed to serve on the council and give advice. But additionally, they are also still outnumbered by Shadowhunters. Shadowhunters can win the vote, but they also like give their side of the spectrum. They're like, hey, this is what the warlocks think, you know?
Yeah. And then the other people can go, cool. Anyway, moving
Yeah,
on.
not even joking, they do that a bit. Yeah, it's not great. They're not usually against them. They're always like, hi, here, the warlocks think we should have rights. No, you don't. No, but it's not like that. It's more like when they're bad stuff after a war happens, they're trying to like make things after a war, and it's not great. But yeah.
I see.
Anyway, what was that? Where was I up to? Each head of an institute leads and reports back to the clave. Woo, that was a good nice one. Woo. The accords are also amended by the clave every 15 years to basically keep them up to date with politics. And every species has to come and sign them every 15 years.
Here, come and sign the rules that make you basically our bitches.
Kind of protect you, but also, yeah, we're in charge in that sense.
Yeah.
Sign up to our laws.
Subjugation.
Yeah. Governments of the world often don't get involved with Shadowhunters' affairs and often don't know they exist. It is known that the UK monarchs know of the Shadowhunters and trust them to keep them safe. It is known of that, though. It also
can I do a little British translation for you?
yeah.
That's the British monarchy going, fucking hell, we can't deal with that. I know, let's make a public statement. We trust your power to look after us.
Yeah, basically. Well, yeah, the public doesn't know about Shadowhunters in this world, of course, but it's just like private kind of thing. As well as in the USA, the Department of War and the Department of Justice have both affiliated with Shadowhunters.
I see.
I mean, when they have the surveillance they do, they can probably find Shadowhunters.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's one of those things, I guess, that's... I always have a little bit... It sounds like they've answered it, but I always have a little bit of a problem when you see, like, these, I don't know, fantasy in real-world shows. It's like, there's no fucking way that in modern-day society you could have an entire fantasy world happening and no one would know about it. The amount of surveillance...
Well, but that and also the fact that some of the... like Harry Potter things, it's like you see some dumbass fucking wizards.
Yeah, exactly. I'm reading
I'm not
the
even
Goblet
talking about like, oh, there's a number of cameras because magic can't be seen on camera.
The guy doesn't know what trousers are.
Someone doesn't check around their shoulder.
I'm reading Goblet of Fire right now, and there's when they all come to the fucking Quidditch final, and there's just that random old man wizard wearing women's clothing because he doesn't understand.
He doesn't understand what trousers are.
Yeah, exactly.
And I liked how they had to like remove the memory of that guy like the guy there like 5 times.
Every like fucking 5 minutes, the Ministry arrives and changes his memory again.
Poor dude.
Poor fucking dude.
So the ultimate goal of Shadowhunters is to basically get rid of demons from the world entirely. But yeah, it's not really. They're not really going to a solution there, unfortunately. Death is a common factor in Shadowhunter life. It is rare for them to live to old age, as they usually die as soldiers young. So that means they usually marry young, and they usually have children young, in that sense.
Just to make it way hornier for teens. Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. Most Shadowhunters are warriors and protectors their entire life. There are 2 key exceptions to this. Silent Brothers and Iron Sisters. So Silent Brothers are the keepers of Shadowhunter knowledge and lore. So we're all Silent Brothers together. But the difference with Silent Brothers is they serve as librarians, researchers, medics to Shadowhunters, but can also fight if needed. And they cannot speak. They only speak telepathically to people in their mind.
The guys called Silent Brothers can't speak? What?
Yeah, I know, right? They undergo a transformation by covering themselves in some of the most powerful runes. This allows them more powers of the mind, like telepathy, instant insanity. What?
One day you'll say that word, right?
One day.
Telepathy.
Telepathy.
Okay, just fucking move on. Holy shit.
I'm gonna shit myself.
You're gonna
Go
shit
listen to the
yourself.
X-Men episode if you don't know what we're talking about.
Insanity, inducement, and longevity. They can make you go insane, basically, and they live long.
That's pretty cool. Can they induce longevity?
No.
Can they make me fucking young and cool?
Most are bald, pale skin with marks, and have marks that sew their eyes and mouths shut. So they look fucking horrible.
Cool.
But some have their entire face removed with a blank slate where their face should be.
That's better.
Yeah.
I can get a Sharpie and just...
They wear long cloaks that cover them, and with different colors for different ranks. They have been around since the start of the Shadowhunters, as the first was Jonathan's brother, originally created in the hopes that they would no longer be needed to maintaining feasts. They're basically researching to find a solution for demons, but that hasn't been found yet. They hide from most Shadowhunters in a place they call the Silent City, only to come out when they are called. Most Shadowhunters, even adults, are scared of them. The
I
Silent
think
City...
that's pretty reasonable to be scared of these guys.
That is true. That is very true. They are horrifying. The Silent City is where important Shadowhunter objects are kept, and the Shadowhunter bones are eventually placed, which basically builds more of it. Silent City is like a crypt underneath the ocean, underneath the earth, and it's like kind of magical because you can teleport there through different places around the world. Also, it's kind of built from the bones of Shadowhunters. Like the walls is built from the bones of Shadowhunters, like so in that sense. It's very much like a crypt.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. And the Iron Sisters. The Iron Sisters design and forge the weapons for all Shadowhunters. Their motto is "Fire tests gold." They live in the Adamant Citadel, where they live in total solitude and speak only, but rarely, to female Shadowhunters.
The adamant. They're very adamant.
Very
Yeah,
adamant.
very certain.
Is it meant to be adamite, or is it actually adamant?
It's adamant, I'm pretty sure.
Oh no.
It's fucking hilarious.
One sec.
Oh no.
Adamant. The
It is
Adamant
actually
Citadel.
adamant.
Maybe it was an autocorrect on her keyboard and she just went with it.
Yeah, we've all been there, haven't we? Where we just kind of go, no, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
That's what I
that's
meant,
totally
that's
what I
fine.
meant. Yeah. That sounds way smarter than what I thought.
Fuck. All right.
Anyway, there's not a lot is known about them because they're very secretive. But they're basically where all the weaponry comes from. They wear long, pale, long white gowns, which are bound at the waist with demon wire. They appear both ancient and unwrinkled, and their eyes glow orange like fire. They also like They have longevity like the Silent Brothers, and they were founded at the start of Shadowhunters as well by Jonathan's eldest sister.
Nice.
Nephilim don't conform to any particular religion, as they work with all the religions around the oh my god, I can't speak today. Around the globe, with every religious building having a secret stash of Shadowhunter weapons in them.
They're Mr. Worldwide.
Everyone.
is what I'm hearing.
Everyone, every mosque, every church, every temple has a secret stash of Shadowhunter weapons in it.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yep.
You're telling me if I go into my church, I'm going to find some swords?
You won't be able to, but Shadowhunters could.
Oh, no.
They do go into a church and find swords, which is great.
Yeah.
They do pray to angels though and worship their creator. They basically keep stashing weapons in exchange for protection, and have been doing so for about 500 years.
Right.
Makes sense.
Um,
Wait, but that means that the other religions acknowledge the fact that whatever, don't worry about it.
Yep. Let's not get into it. They just acknowledge that there are people who kill the evil thing in their religion, you know? That's how they acknowledge it. you know?
Sure.
Yeah, and probably recontextualize it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
They don't have any normal mundane holidays like Christmas, but they do have a Winter Festival of the Angel, which commemorates their creation. Additionally, color is very important to Shadowhunters. There's a little poem here that a child poem that Shadowhunters learn. Black
Can
is
I read it?
Sorry?
Oh, you're reading.
I'll
Don't worry, I
read
thought
it
you were
if
going to
you
make
want.
one of us.
I'll read it
Yeah,
if you guys want.
Go for
Black
it,
is for hunting through the night, for death and mourning the colour is white. Gold for a bride in her wedding gown, and red to call enchantment down. White silk when our bodies burn, blue banners when the lost return. Flame for for the birth of a Nephilim, and to wash away our sins. Grey for knowledge best untold, bone for those who don't grow old. Saffron lights and the victory march. Green will mend our broken hearts. Silver for the demon towers, and bronze to summon wicked powers.
Nice.
Yeah. So basically,
This
colors.
is a poem for kids?
Yes. This is for children.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Brainwashing starts young.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So basically, it shows a lot of different things. Black is for Shadowhunter gear. White is for mourning. Gold is for weddings. So where it's not like white in our world. Red is for like red enchantment. Red runes are for enchantments. White, they wear white when they burn the bodies of dead Nephilim. Blue for when people return. Yes, grey for the grey book where they get the knowledge. And bone for the Bone City, for the Silent Shadowhunters, and they're basically just all the those are all the important ones in there.
Okay. Awesome. Sick.
Shadowhunter blood is also pure, and if they mix with any other species, they basically become Shadowhunters.
Okay, neat.
Yeah.
So it's not pure; it's dominant.
Yeah, in that sense, yeah. They call it pure, but yeah, dominant is the better word.
Pure.
Yeah. Dominant is a better word for it.
Yeah, my brown hair is pure.
Very pure. Newborn Shadowhunters also cast spells upon them to protect them from demon visions and possessions. They are performed by a silent brother and an iron sister. Shadowhunters can also be made by having humans drink from the mortal cup and transform if they are strong enough. As we talked about earlier, weak humans can also die from the experience, though, if not prepared.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
So don't be a little bitch.
Yeah, basically, yeah. There are a bunch of ceremonies like marriage, with which they are really important to Shadowhunters. We'll not go into them. Right, we'll not really go into it. Young Shadowhunters get their first rune when they begin their training, which is the Voyance rune, which is done by the Silent Brothers. It's a permanent
Voyance.
Sorry?
Oh yeah, you're about to explain.
Voyance, yes. So this is a permanent rune that enhances their sight, like their vision, so they can easily see through glamours and identify downworlders on sight. So they have the sight, but it improves it basically.
Right. Okay.
Nice.
That seems incredibly helpful.
Yes, they need to see through those sort of glamours. When Shadowhunters die, they are burned and their bones are put in the Silent City or in a family tomb, depending how old the family is. When a Shadowhunter dies, it's tradition to whisper at their death, hail and farewell in Latin. And a common way to end a funeral is to quote, we are but dust and shadows, which is a reference to the quote, we are but dust and shadows on the wall of time, in that sense. Basically, they're all like, it's kind of a lot of indoctrination about they're all like soldiers in a machine that none of them are particularly important in the grand scheme of things.
Great message.
I know, right? It's a bit weird. Shadowhunter punishment is also very harsh. When they have trials, they use the mortal sword to conduct them. Basically, they make people hold them, and which makes people tell the truth, but also conflicts harsh mental stress upon people, even when they want to tell the truth. They also use this on kids, which is not really great. Yeah, so they make...
I mean, using it on anyone's not great, but sure.
Yeah. They use them on like a 10-year-old kid, and it's not great.
I see.
Yeah. A common punishment for crimes like treason is to be stripped of people's marks and being cast out into the mundane world. This can also kill them if they're not strong enough. Yeah, and they basically become a human in the normal world. They're also wiped from Shadowhunter history.
Is it... Okay, this might just be a shitty show being shitty, but there was a point in the show where a Shadowhunter was cast out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And they were like stripped of all their runes, and it was like they kind of touched upon the fact that because they've got angelic blood, demons come for them. It was basically a death sentence.
I don't believe that's mentioned in the books, if I'm
Okay,
mistaken.
cool. because it was the point of the show where it was just you're just watching this for laughs at this point. But they were like, oh my god, if they strip her of her runes, it's basically a death sentence because demons will keep coming and she won't have any defense. It's like,
I believe that's not mentioned because they do say it's like an actual thing to get away from people is to just strip your marks and get away from the Shadowhunters.
there you go.
So, like, if you really want to get away from Shadowhunter society in that sense, it's a big sacrifice, but like, so I don't believe that happens in the books. But yeah,
It seems like it's kind of worth it if I'm honest, but whatever.
yeah, it just depends what you like. Apparently, it's very, very, very painful. So, yeah.
Okay.
A unique Shadowhunter edition though is the Parabatai. Parabatai is the term used between two people who form the closest bond of friendship they can, and they fight alongside each other. Basically, two warriors who fight really well together, and two close friends. They create a lifelong bond called a Parabatai bond, where they swear to each other and are bound together with the friendship rune. Friendship's
Fuck you.
This to be able to be a Parabatai, there are two trials. One is a trial by water, where they drink the magic lake water where Raziel came out. This tests their connection between them, and if they're willing to die for each other in hallucinations. The trial by fire, where they stand in 3 fire rings and they say the Parabatai oaths and give each other the Parabatai runes. There's also the oath being oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this whole thing. But basically, it is like it's like wherever thou go, I shall go. Whether if thou die, I will die. Where if thou buried, I'll be buried with them. Shit like that.
That's a real tight friendship, man.
Yeah.
Hey
Basically,
guys, you should become living by the law, Parabatais.
there's only you can only become
I'm not
two.
Parabatai with either of
Yeah, that would be the worst. I would hate that because you'd have like a mental.
Buried with you.
you. I don't want to Parabatai with Matt because I have a feeling it's going to be some.
No.
I'm going to be a nighttime when he's out on the tan, and I'll be like, oh fuck, what's going on? Oh no.
You feel it.
Oh,
So
feel it.
they must be bound before 19, and it cannot be unbound. Yeah, you can't go
Before 19?
Yeah, before
People
19.
are trying to make these decisions before they turn 19?
Yep. Runes drawn by your Parabatai are stronger and allow you to draw on each other's strengths, basically. So you get double as strong from the strength rune and stuff like that drawn by your
Oh,
Parabatai.
yeah. That's kind of cool.
Most people don't have one, as it's a really big commitment. They're kind of rare in the Shadowhunter community. Not really rare in the books though, because they're all like heroes. It can't be broken unless one dies, one becomes a Shadowhunter, or one is stripped of their marks. Shadowhunters can also have one. Sorry, read that wrong. Shadowhunters can only have one, and they feel the same pain, life force when they die, and sometimes even their mood/feeling.
Yeah, don't want it.
Yeah, exactly. Often when one dies, the other is left incomplete or broken in some way. Because they basically like give each other a part of their soul in that sense. So it's not really great when one dies. It is also forbidden to fall in love with your Parabatai.
That's fucking boring.
This is because it enacts the Parabatai curse. As Parabatai fall in love, their masks get stronger and stronger until they turn basically into magic. Eventually, they burn into heavenly fire and they become true Nephilim.
What?
True Nephilim are giant beings who glow with heavenly fire. Basically, like giants into the sky, 60-foot tall beings.
Right. And that's a bad thing?
That's a curse?
Yeah.
Sounds like it kicks ass.
They're basically close to what they're depicted in the actual in ancient texts in the Bible. That's what Nerfin were, like in our texts and stuff like that in our world. They have the capability of speaking and retaining some memories, but largely ignore people. If you look up Nephilim, they'll probably come up with Shadowhunters these days.
Yeah.
But,
Guarantee it.
but will just kill anything that stands in their path. So basically, they become death machines and they lose their minds, kind of. The experience described by one of them, one person who became one, is he was on a mission directed by a will greater than his own. Over time, they tire and fissures of heavenly fire split from their body. They either become consumed by the flame or turn back into Shadowhunters. If they survive, the Parabatai rune is burned away. So that's the one way to break it. Apparently, in the early days of the race, Shadowhunters could transform at will into these, but that process has been lost. This used to be like to transform to fight giant demons who also walk the earth, who also don't exist anymore, which I would love to come back. It's considered that there's the ultimate sacrifice because when a Shadowhunter does this, they almost always die when they did this.
Right. So it's kind of like a big Leroy Jenkins.
They see a big demon on the horizon and said, okay, who's doing it this time? Who's doing it, guys?
Yeah, right.
Who's sacrificing themselves? Kind of.
See, I don't mind this because I never have an issue with things where there is actually a high like drawback to using the skill. And I'm sure that in the book, when the protagonists use this ability, one of the main characters dies, and it's a really heartfelt moment, and they don't come back for any cheaty reason whatsoever, right, Matt? Right?
Honestly, I don't want to spoil the ending because it's the ending. It's the ending of the third book in a trilogy. Okay.
Oh, is that actually how it like ends?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, lol.
It's the ending of the most recent book in like the timeline wise, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't want to spoil it, but I wasn't happy with the ending of this book. It was a great trilogy, but I was not happy with the ending of it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. They win with the power of friendship.
Literally, I'm like, oh fuck.
That's actually, I will quickly throw this in here for the sake of it's just kind of funny, and I know for a fact that Matt has told me that the book goes completely off the rails. Sorry, the TV show goes off the rails compared to the book. But Guy, the way that the TV show ends, they quite literally blow up hell with the power of friendship, and it's fucking hilarious.
That fucking kicks
Well,
ass.
they don't blow up hell. They
Fucking
blow up
hilarious.
Edom, which is not hell. It's a hell dimension. One hell dimension.
That's cool. That's fine. It's a hell.
Anyway.
They still blew it up with the power of friendship, which kicks
Exactly,
ass.
it's funny as shit.
Apparently the practice of turning into them was lost around the 13th century.
see.
And it became illegal also around then because it became illegal around then it was lost after someone accidentally blew up an entire town with it. Which kind of makes sense.
Good enough reason.
Yeah, of all the reasons to make something illegal.
Yeah. So that's the end of my Shadowhunters. I have one fun fact, which we kind of talked about earlier, but Shadowhunters were not excited when cars came around because they can't be glamoured the way that carriages could because runes don't work on combustion engines. They were not very happy about that.
Well, they might be happier now that we have electric cars.
Yeah. Damn. They could work on electric cars.
Yeah, damn,
They
that'd be
could.
sick.
There's no combustion.
That's true. Damn. It all comes around. Shadowhunters, you're in the clear.
Shadowhunters are all driving
They're all
Teslas. to get
driving
here first.
Teslas with
fuck.
auto drive on them while fighting demons in the back seat.
Okay, where's the author's email? We need to get this shit to him now.
Okay. This is where I'm going to split the episode into two parts.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. So next, we've talked about angels, demons, and the Nephilim, which are and kind of humans, but they don't really matter.
Who gives a fuck about humans?
Which are the three like key things of the universe to be known. Next time we will talk about the downwaters, which is the real where conflict comes around in the world. Like what is the grey area between good and evil in that sense, which is I think the more interesting part.
Nice.
Normal people.
I think this is the most interesting part of it. When you have something thrust upon you like a curse or something like that, how do you react? How do you exist in a world? That I think is really interesting. But yes. Additionally, we will a little bit at the end next episode. Bit of a what is that? A treat here. We're going to talk about
Spoiler.
the two worlds that are parallel and why they fucking kind of break the worlds. And it's interesting. One of them is Edom.
One of them's Edom.
Yeah.
Like the cheese?
Yes. If one of them is entirely made of cheese.
Yum.
Yum. Yum.
Well, you've got Guy intrigued for another episode.
Yum.
Yeah.
Cheese.
Yeah, so that is half of the Shadowhunter Chronicles. What do you guys think so far?
Half thank you.
What do you guys think so far?
Yeah, like Guy said, half thank you.
I don't know. I can't get behind any of the groups in this situation.
There's no good people.
There's no good
But I
groups.
think that's an interesting part where there's no entirely good. There's good people in each group,
I-
but there's no good groups.
I mean, but that removes a lot of enjoyment for me because it means like as much as it is a bad sometimes to have a story where there's just clear cut like good guys and bad guys, my brain is stupid.
yeah, fair.
So I enjoy things where it's just like, oh look, here are the good guys. These people are stealing people's body and murdering people, and these guys are trying to stop that.
I mean, that's why they have their demons part. So you can just be like, when they're not talking about like the in between part, you can just be like, oh look, I'll kill some demons. Let's do it.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess. But even then, it's like whatever. No, I'm intrigued to hear about the grey part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Jude?
Yeah, I mean...
Did you learn anything that's
I
different?
fucking hate the show. But,
Did you learn anything different today from the show?
I think I mostly was aware of this stuff. Yeah, like I say, if it's a world that intrigues you, but because very much my thing was the mutual friend that Matt and I were ranting about the shitty show and book and stuff too. They convinced me to try the show, and the world building and stuff was interesting enough that it kept me involved just to see out the show. So if
Tune in during the bits where they're doing like the smooth voiceover to explain parts, and then just,
Yeah.
as soon as anyone else starts talking, you're like,
Well, yeah, it's very much one of those things which you can like put on, not necessarily when you're doing like heavy bookwork study, but like when you're kind of doing the kind of uni work that you could just kind of write and have something on the side with, you know. It's
painting.
yeah, it works well for that sort of stuff.
I think what Cassandra Clare does well is she builds onto a world well, and you're like, oh, of course that would have that, you know, in that sense of like, oh, that just makes sense. She doesn't just go like, oh, and now they have blank. She, in the later books, she's sometimes done this a little bit, but like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, for that to be there, oh, that's been there from the start. That hasn't actually been mentioned. Why is that there? And then now they're like revealing that. It's like,
Yeah.
it's always like the Parabatai been around since like 2007, and like only one of the recent books that they describe why it's there, like the rule about not falling in love with them.
Right, gotcha.
Like that was like set from like ages ago. So it's like, it's interesting.
I still don't like parapetides not being able to fall in love. Hey, bond your soul eternally to this other person and don't fucking fall in love with them, you idiot.
Well, yeah, because what happens in the book is because they bond their soul at like 14, maybe younger. I can't remember, maybe younger. But like they bond their soul at really young age. I think it was 14, and then they both fall for each other like when they're like hot. They're like 18 and like 19.
When they're hot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You're the worst, I hate you.
But yeah, they Shadowhunters are all hot. That's just something that happens apparently to the Shadowhunters.
which
You literally were getting angry at the start because the TV show made them all hot.
Yeah.
You just
No,
said
I'm
they're all
joking.
hot.
All the hot ones are. All the hot ones are hot.
All the hot ones are hot.
Anyway, that has been our episode. If you
that has been an
has
episode.
been-
You're right about that, buddy.
if you enjoyed this episode, it goes out at Living by the Law, on Twitter and Facebook, and also leave if you did enjoy this, share this with your friends. We really appreciate any help you can give us. And hey, putting us a review on iTunes always helps. Hey, guy, tell them to like us on iTunes. Go, give us a review.
I mean, it's just a nice thing that, like, if you got all the way through the episode, it's just, I think it's just a nice thing that you could do to show that you're still there and out there. It's, you know, in this digital world, we're all a little bit cold from each other, and sometimes I think it's nice to, you know, reach your digital hand through the digital space and just leave a little mark on our lives. I don't care how many stars you put there, but
Just
I mean, put a comment, put something there, and just say something you liked. You can criticize us for the rest of the thing. You can write a whole goddamn book about how much you hated most of the stuff we did, but just one nice thing and just leave a positive change on this shut the fuck up. Leave a positive change on this, you know, cold digital space we live in.
Well, this
that'd be
got
nice.
That was nice.
weird.
Yeah. Go into the digi world and leave us a digi review with your Digimon.
What is it with you two and Digi today? You've been saying it a lot, I feel like.
We're in the digi world, Jude.
I'm a digital boy.
In a digital world, and I'm a digital boy.
I don't think that's the words.
It's definitely not. But that's okay.
I don't know the song that well, but I don't think it's right.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening.
Thank you.
And
Have a good night.
Have a great
Before
have
Jude
a
gets
great
the
night.
Goodbye. Have fun.
So, would you
material.
have a Digimon?
Come on.
Would you have a Digimon?
I fucking hate Digimon. Digimon is shit.
I'm going to kill you. That's it. I'm just gonna murder you.
Hang on, listen. Can you hear me running away?
That's terrible on audio. You're horrible.
It's gonna be like a gentle thumping.
Thank you for listening to Living by the Law. If you enjoyed our podcast, please leave us a review on iTunes and tell your friends. The link is in the description, and thank you in advance. Also, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Living by the Law to keep updated on all the latest about our podcast. We have been, and always will be, living by the law. Thank you for your company, and good night.